Guys, we are here with Mac this morning. Mac and I are just taking a little bit of a freedom walk right now, just kind of letting him stroll around, explore the grass, and get some smelling in. He's already used the bathroom. I always like to have my dogs use the bathroom before we start taking a walk, so that I know that they're not trying to pull to the grass because they need to use the bathroom. Now that he's gotten some freedom to run around and be excited. Now again, as you've seen in other videos, he's not in a heel right now, so I'm going to let him go where he wants. He's never allowed to move anywhere unless the leash is like this. And we're going back towards the house right now, but come on, Mac, good boy. You can see he's just as excited when we're walking away from the house now. Really just letting him kind of explore and be a dog and learn how to walk with looseness on the leash is going to be really important for him. Again, now that we've given him some time to kind of just be a dog, so like even just right there, just a tiny bit of pressure stopped him. But we're really just learning that he can have some freedom. And now that he's gotten all this excitement out, we can kind of clean things up a little bit and get him into a proper heel. Now Mac and I have been practicing pressure and release on his slip lead, teaching him that when pressure turns on, he needs to go into a calmer state of mind. And that basically means put your butt on the ground. So you can see he's not perfect with it yet. We've only done about 2 or 3 lessons with this. Mac. So I'm not going to say SIT because I do not want to do a sit-stay right now. I'm specifically teaching him calm down, not do a sit position. So now that he's starting to understand, give him some help. That pressure turns off as soon as your butt hits the ground. We have a way to communicate with him that he needs to relax a little bit. That's his biggest thing when we're out on walks is he gets really overexcited and just overstimulated pretty quick. So again, making sure that his leash is properly placed. That's hard because his neck and his head are about the same width, so that makes it a little challenging. But it's really about showing him exactly where you want him to be. And you're going to do that using a series of pops, stops, and direction changes. So changing directions is great because it either, you turn left right there, and you kind of, if you can't turn left without bumping into your dog, then they were too far in front of you, they were not paying attention to you, whatever it may be. Now you can also make a left and your dog doesn't even pay attention, but they were even slightly behind you. Again, they don't have, just because your dog has a loose leash while you're moving, doesn't always mean that they're paying attention to you. And when you're doing a heel, it means basically focus on me and follow me. So it's a moving command that allows your dog to focus on you and continuously keep using their brain as you're taking a walk. So they're getting physical and mental stimulation all in one. So right here, that's perfect. He's getting excited because we're walking back towards the house. Just giving him those series of pops to kind of communicate with him, hey, calm down. So right there, he's trying to walk away from me. Now, what most people would do is start wrapping up on their leash and going to, he's just going to pull through that because he wants to go there, and you're just applying pressure, but you're still moving your feet and allowing him to move forward with pressure. Regardless that he's a big dog, that tiny bit of force stopped him. If I plant my feet and I just stop him, and I communicated to him right there, I want you to stop moving. Good boy. There's my boy. I love this big old meatball. He is such a sweet pea. Okay. Okay, so we got another dog outside. But this is great. Big dogs tire out. Little snout dogs, you can't do too much with them because, it's just their breathing isn't that good. You don't want to harm him in any way. So giving him a lot of mental stimulation by doing turns rather than trying to tire him out by going distance. Just tire him out by doing mental stimulation, doing turns, doing sit stays, doing recalls. These are all things that you can do while you're taking a walk. Every turn that we do right now is making him use his brain because he's got to think, oh, she went over there. Oh, see, right now he's thinking, where did she go? Oh, I got to follow. Look how tired he already is. He's pooped. But when you get a tired dog, it's a lot easier to get them to focus on you and pay attention to you. So you don't have to go very far. Like I said, I live on a dead end, so I have this perfect little circle right here that I can just walk around this, doing left turns, right turns, figure eights, squares, whatever I want to. I switch things up a lot, and I make sure that they understand. That's right there. He's getting a little too excited. So instead of trying to keep fixing where he is, now, if I turn around, look how far behind he is on me. But I can release that tension, not apply tension. They act better when there's no tension than when there's solid tension. So we apply this unnecessary amount of force, right? So stop trying to like beat him or anybody, any dog, right? Stop trying to get in front of him. If you've tried to slow him down a few times and he's just like, right? If he doesn't do that, where he slows down and he understands, oh, she wants me to slow down, then you guys are just trying to play, you're both playing a game of who's more important here, right? So if I just turn and make him do something else to focus and redirect that thought process onto something more, more valuable, like watching me and looking at the fact that I turned, you're also working on recalls now, because Mac, yes, good boy. That's a recall right there. Without needing to say the word come, if your dog understands when I call your name, it means come over to me. How nice would that be, right? Because everything in training is going to start with your dog's name just to get their attention. And then once you have their attention, then you can do a one-word command. So I wouldn't do, Mac, sit, 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 right? I wouldn't do that. I would say Mac, 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 sit, right? That's how I do it. Because you don't want to overuse your commands and devalue yourself as a trainer by saying commands in repetition when you have no follow through with them, right? They have to make sure they understand once I say a command, it means you have to do it. But if they're not paying attention to you to begin with, that's going to make it really difficult for them to follow through with it. So you're really devaluing yourself as a handler by doing those kind of things. Those are some of the important things to remember when you're starting out with him and learning how to become a strong handler for your dog. That is really a key factor in dog training. It is not about us changing our dog so much as it is learning how to communicate with our specific breed and our specific dog and their traits and their personality. You don't bring your kid to a doctor and say, hey, can you get rid of their ADD, right? You learn how to cope with that, and you learn how what your child's, I don't want to say flaws, but what their, issues are, what they have problems with. And, as a parent, you work through those issues with them and you help them and guide them. That's the kind of same thing you want to do with your dog. If there's specific traits that you want them to do better with, you need to practice those traits with them over and over and over until they understand that you're their handler and that they can trust you, and that we've done this so many times that it becomes like second nature to them. That's really the main things. Come on, Mac. Right, so perfect right there. If he wants to go somewhere and you could pull him because he doesn't want to leave right now. If I tried to pull him right now, you're using your tool incorrectly. Instead, you want to go like this. Give him a little pop to say, hey, focus on me. Mac. Good boy, there's my buddy. And then I use some verbal praise. I let him know, yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. Good job, big boy. Mac's the best. Big Mac. All right, guys, hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions, give us a call. Don't forget you can write things down for our take-home lesson in a few weeks. If you have any questions before then, please let me know. If anybody else needs help with their dogs, give us a call today. Remember, how does your dog act? Have a good one, guys.